Hi guys, it's Nicole from the Physio crew and I'm doing question number 2. We've got 3 altogether, so hopefully caught the last one. Question number 2 is how to know, so this is for DM, I hope I haven't mixed those two up. So DM, you asked this question about how to know whether you have ruptured your Achilles. So the Achilles tendon is attached at the back of your leg. So most people have heard of it from David Beckham, made it quite famous because he had it. So it can happen in athletes, but it often happens in people of sort of middle age, and often to people who are a little bit overweight. Now, nothing to do with them being overweight in the sense of there being increased weight going through it. It's more to do with the molecular level. So we know that if you have increased adipose tissue in your tummy, you're more likely to rupture your Achilles. So thing to note from that is lose weight and stay really nice, fit and trim to help reduce your risk of all those nasty things. We know that increased weight pretty much is a negative for most injuries. So yeah, get to the gym and get active under the supervision of somebody if you are unfit or if you have any health related problems. So how to know if you've ruptured your Achilles? It's a fairly clear mechanism. David Beckham's one was a classic one to see. He kind of, I don't know if you've seen the video, just Google it, YouTube, David Beckham, Achilles. And what you'll see is that he literally, as it happens, he turns around because he thinks someone's whacked him in the back of the leg. And that's often what people describe, is they describe that it feels like someone has literally just given them a smack in the back of the leg. So they get intense pain. Now, if you have a full rupture, often actually, after that initial thing, it isn't necessarily as painful because it's been a complete rupture. So what that means is the tendon, the 2 bits of the tendon don't attach at all, and that means that when we're trying to look at it, it makes it very, very easy for us to see, because what we'll do is we'll do something called the Thompson test. So we'll either get you laid on your front and squeeze your calf, and then what should happen is your toes should point. If the Achilles has been ruptured, what will happen is the toes just won't move. And quite a clear test. I've had loads in clinic that have been missed, unfortunately, by GPs and in minor injuries unit. Probably not the fault of those people, just they're probably not used to seeing that many of them. But the kind of people that I've seen them in, quite often if someone steps awkwardly on the beach, or they might have gone down a hole and they've just felt this hit at the back of the leg, and also there's normally a very audible pop with it as well. So do not be worried and concerned if you have got that. They do have very, very good treatments, but it is important that we act fast with them, because they're going to want to put you into a cast normally to try and treat it conservatively. So depending on your age, if you're young, they're going to probably want to operate on it, but they need to confirm it first. So they'll either do that normally with an MRI, they can sometimes do it with an ultrasound as well, but if they're looking to operate normally, they'll choose an MRI so they can look at how they're then going to do the surgery. The other thing that you want to be looking at with that is, if you suspect that you've had that, do not overstretch the toes, because if the points are close together, when they treat it conservatively, what happens is they point the toes, they get the 2 bits of the tendon as close as possible to one another, and then they let them heal and fuse. And but if they do it surgically, we want to make sure that there isn't tension on that, because the Achilles has so much force that goes through it. It's such a the gastroc and the soleus, the 2 calf muscles, they've got a lot of power in them, and the Achilles takes a lot of force, so we have to make sure we take off all of that force. Otherwise, when we try to heal it, it's a bit like just picking a scab, it just doesn't heal. So if you suspect that you have that, you definitely need to be assessed. So you can go in to see your GP and say, look, this is my mechanism of injury, I felt this pop at the back, I had a hit, and you can go and speak to the GP about that if you suspect it, or come in and see a physio. We'll write down a thorough sort of list plan of what we found. So we'll just evidence everything that we found, and then the doctor can see it nice and clearly, and then get you referred on to see a specialist. So I hope that's been helpful. Hope I've answered all the questions for number 2. I'm going to do number 3 in a second. If you have any questions, just pop them down in the box below and I'll answer them for you. If you want a whole question answered, then pop me a message. We've got 2 sites, the Physio crew Bristol, the Physio crew Barnstable, so I don't always see them straight away, but if you can see that I haven't replied to anything, just pop them onto the page, and then I can answer them. Alright guys, take care, bye bye.